Welcome back to the channel, you guys. In today's video, we're gonna be installing some seat covers on the F-150 Tremor. Now, I know a lot of you might think it's pretty criminal to cover up OEM seats, especially the Tremor ones. However, I don't want them to get destroyed. You know, with the kid, the dogs, I work construction, all the yard work, I live on gravel roads. All of that stuff will take its toll on the seats over time. So I want to do my due diligence and protect them as best as possible. So today, we will be installing seat covers from Seat Covers Unlimited. Now, I opted for the black, the diamond stitch, the white stitching on these bad boys. I wish they came in orange to better match the interior. That would be nice. However, that's not an option. They do have a variety of colors available. And I figured I'd get the white to best match the exterior of the truck. And that's sort of the route I went. Now, I've done some driving around and there's been no bunching, scrunching, everything's remained in place. The heated seats work really, really well on it. I can feel the heat coming up through them. No issues there. If you have AC seats, there are perforated holes on the bottom, so I would assume it would all work the same as well with the AC seats, but don't take my word on that. So very, very happy so far, you guys. Let's go over the rest of the kit and then we'll get started on the install process. So there won't be much of an unboxing as I've already taken everything out for the driver's seat, but this is what you can expect. Basically all your seat covers on your truck. We got the passenger seat right here. Here's the actual bottom, and that's sort of what it looks like underneath, you guys. You get like a foam underlay, and then you get your leather on top. So it feels really nice. You get lots of straps, lots of string, so everything gets cinched down nice and tight, and every piece of cover has all those straps. So we should be able to get this nice and tight and looking pretty close to factory. Here's our passenger back, and you got your pocket like so. And then this slips over. And then once we're all said and done, you guys, we'll have to cut our own holes for the headrest spikes to go into. So the passenger seat is where we're gonna start today. But here's the back, and here's the back single right here. And then here is the double for the double back seat, the back and the front. And very much the same thing as all the other ones. Lots of straps, you guys, right here. You can see all the straps and then all the buckles on the ends here. So we should be able to get this really, really nice and tight. And I think that was the one complaint about my last set of seat covers I had, was everything fit really nicely, like no complaints there, but there wasn't enough straps, especially on the rear, to really get certain corners nice and snug and just looking really factory. And then of course you get all of your center console cover and then all of your headrests. All your headrests right here. This will be a fairly straightforward install. We'll start with the passenger side, and you can take that passenger side concept and apply it to the driver's side. It's the exact same thing. There is no differences at all. So let's get started with that. So you're gonna wanna start off with your bottom seat, as the back seat will kind of overlap with on the back side. You will see that later. But this is where we're gonna start. And what you wanna do is you just wanna simply push these guys through to the rear. And if you want, you know, you can have your seat all the way reclined. It might make it a little easier. But we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna push these all the way back here. Once you have these two loops taken off, you can just fold up the back here, and then we can grab our straps here that we push through from the front. There, we're missing the middle one here. Right there. So we got those pulled through. Just kind of cinch them up a little bit. We'll go back to the front. So I'm just gonna slide the whole thing over so that the center line or the center design is lined up with the center design on the bottom of my seat. So, and then it's like that, kind of work everything in. And then down on the side here, we have to tuck in this side here. This side, you do not have to tuck in. This side just slides right over top, and then everything will eventually get cinched down. You're gonna wanna tuck this guy right in to the plastic here so that it doesn't pop out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this string coming off the end here, and we're gonna pass it through to the back side here, just a bit through, just to get this sort of started on the right side here. And then we're gonna start tucking it in. We're gonna get this started here just by simply pushing the cushion with our fist here, and then we're gonna slide this in just like that by hand. So this is already, so the rib already fell in there, and then we're gonna need to use this tool just to assist sort of the rest of it going forward here. So we're just gonna kind of push down on the seams here as we go along. Okay, so now that that's all kind of pushed down in there, I'm gonna go back to the back and give it a good yank and just pull the rest of the slack back. So it's starting to come along nicely. So then what we wanna do is we have a string on this side here, somewhere. And then we want to pass this through to the back as well. So then the next step will be to pass these three straps to the back area. And then once they're back there, we can buckle them in and cinch everything up nicely. All right, so I got my 3 straps passed through to the back here, and you want to be very mindful that when you're passing this through, you're not pinching any wires underneath. Once I get this all cinched down, I'll try to show you underneath the seat so you have an idea of how I ran mine. All right, so now we can go ahead and we can just buckle them in. And then coming back to the front here, guys, we want to make sure that we have everything nice and even and get rid of all the wrinkles. So far, so good. So let's go to the back, and what we'll do is we'll tighten up the ropes and the rest of the straps. These ropes don't go through the entire seat, so it's not like you can pull them up and it'll cinch everything up. These are just attached to the ends here, so you don't want to pull too tight on these guys, as you will snap the rope. And that should stay nice and tight for a long time. And that's it for the most part right there. I might make some adjustments later, but so far I'm very happy with that. It does sit nice and tight, even on like on the front of the seat here. It's nice and tight and nice and rounded. So very, very happy. Just to quickly show you guys underneath the seats, I ran everything over top that metal bar right there, as you can see, and then just make sure that you aren't pinching any wires underneath. Otherwise, you can run your straps straight through, but very, very simple in that regard. Like I said, you just want to make sure you're not pinching any wires on your seat when you cinch that all up. So now we'll start with the top part here, and what we want to do is lower the seat down so we can remove our headrest here. I want to just pull the 2 buttons here, push the 2 buttons in there and pull the headrest out. And then we can take there's some Velcro on here just to get it nice and tight once you're done. And then we'll go ahead and actually I'll go from the back here and slide it over. Pull the seat up a little bit here so I can work on it a little easier. You're going to want to push these 3 buckles to the back. Velcro's here. Right, here's 1. There's 2. Okay, so now that we got those there, let's go back to the front quickly. All right, so I think that's pretty good. And then what we'll do is we'll start cinching everything up, tightening everything up, and then doing some micro adjustments if needed. Do one more little cinch up here. And then there, that's ultimately what your back will look like. You got your bottom seat poking out here, and then you got your top seat just poking out here with all these cinched up like that. Now, if you want, you can cut these straps off. For now, I'm just gonna leave it. And I'm just gonna try to kind of tuck them into the back flap that we just put up here. So that's what it's gonna look like once it's all tucked in. And if we come over to the front here, it is nice and it's fairly tight. You have a little bit of a gap here, or a little bit of a bubble here, just because you have the bolsters right here, and you can't glue this here, so there's nothing that really helps cinch this part down. But that's how it's looking so far, you guys. And we might have to make some micro adjustments a little bit later on, but very, very happy. And all these little wrinkles from the packaging, this will go away over time, and everything should look a lot smoother and a lot crispier. And then what we'll do now is we'll get the headrest cover on and then cut out these holes here. But let's get this put on here. Let's figure out which way we gotta do this. At least you know it's going to be a tight fit when they don't slip on that easily. So this is the absolute last thing you want to do. You want to make sure that your seat is all nice and center and there's no issues, and then you can go ahead and you can cut these in. So you just feel around for the square piece that your headrest inserts into, and then what I do is I just kind of, a little bit of guessing, I make an X across it. Just like that. We'll just work it around until it slides until it sucks under. You don't want to do your hole too big because it will suck under. So just like that. Put a little X into it. Bat it around, make it so it sucks up all nicely there. And just like that, looks like an OEM install. So let's go ahead and get our headrest put in. There it is. The passenger seat is done for the most part. I might make some micro adjustments after the fact, but just to give you guys an idea, the install is all the same, and then you can kind of fine tune it to your sort of OCD level, as we'll call it. So something I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, make sure you guys wash your seats, vacuum them. You don't want to cover up any dirt or food products or anything like that and get mold or just contaminants underneath your seat covers. All right, so we're gonna finish up with the back seat now. And this piece actually slides over the entire rear, which is kind of cool. I'm pretty stoked that this whole thing slides over like that. That's awesome. Then we're gonna need to pull this back seat forward. So let's pull up, put this back up. And then if you reach back here, there's a little nub you can pull and the back seat releases. So now it opens up a bit of a gap. And then there's the factory subwoofer back there. Reach this seat and grab the seat cover. And then I'm going to slowly work it along here. Leave that on for now though. So you want to make sure that you pull everything through. So if I reach back here, we have our buckles that we just pushed down there. Videos are a little hard, guys, just because it's always so dark in interiors, but at the same time, it is pretty self-explanatory. Tighten that down. Like that. So this may need some fine tuning yet, but it is on. There's a little bit of a bubble here, but it might be because I have something too tight. So we'll leave it for now and we'll get the backrest put on. All right, and then we just take the back one here and we slide it through the seat belt first and foremost. We'll do a couple of the horizontal straps up here, just so it's not moving everywhere. So we'll take our one strap here, put it on. There we go. And then for now, we'll just do the loosely buckle these all in. Take our horizontal straps and we'll just throw them on loosely here. Okay, let's put this back up here. I'm gonna start pulling on these straps now and snugging everything up. We'll do the second strap here. The third strap, snug it up and pull that slack back there. Then the fourth strap, snug up, just like that. Then we're gonna have to do the same thing with the rear seats. We have to cut out the two holes here on top. We'll do that absolutely dead last. Okay, so I think these are pretty good. And then we'll do the horizontal ones here. This is what everything kind of looks like. Here's all the straps that we did. There are 3 horizontal ones, and then we have our 4 vertical ones. So when we were passing everything through, you can see right here, along the bottom there's all of our buckles right here. And everything's nice and tight. And then all we have left is just the single one there. Now this one has a strap right here that releases the back. I don't know why they don't do it on the double seat, why they make it a little bit more difficult, but so we'll work this all back here. Oh, I cut my finger. I don't want to get blood on anything. All right, so I cut my finger here and I don't want to get blood on especially the white stitching, so I'll wear a glove the rest of this video here. But you want to push, same thing, get your seat cover all put on, fold down the seat and then push all your slack to the back here. And then here's our belt buckles down on the bottom here. And then we can tighten it down. All right, let's take this headrest off. And then we'll put the back cover on. That bottom seat should be good enough for now. horizontal strap on here just to help hold everything. Take our first vertical strap, put it in our second buckle here. So now let's work on the sides here. The vertical ones. And the last horizontal one. And then we'll do our fine tuning. So on this guy here, same thing, you guys. We have the 3 horizontal straps here, nice and tight, and then we have 3 vertical ones here. So if you want, you guys can go ahead and you can cut these, or if you want, you can just tie everything up, make everything nice and tight, and then you don't have to worry about the buckles coming loose there. So all I have left to do is just cut these holes out, which I'll do really quickly, and then finish putting all these covers on the headrest and get the center console cover put on. All right, so I got the 3 headrests on and the same process as this guy right here. These guys fit very, very tight. Very, very happy with that. Not too sure what happened to this guy here. This guy, like, there's like huge air gap in this one. A lot of distance between the leather and the actual headrest itself. So like this whole thing squishes in like, yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't think this is like meant for a Ram or a Chevy or some other truck. But yeah, this is not good. I might even take this one off at the end of the day. Actually, you know what? Let's take off right now. And then I think we'll just leave that guy as is, which isn't the end of the world. So very, very happy, you guys. It fits super, super nicely. Very happy about the full coverage on the bottom here, how these all sit on. My last set of seat covers, they just went, you know, right here, and then they had Velcro straps that Velcro to the carpety material on the bottom here. So very happy with that. It looks, you know, it looks like an OEM sort of setup. It's very, very nice, especially for the money that you pay. So for those of you that guys are in the market for seat covers for your truck, whether it's because you have cloth interior and you want to upgrade to more of a leather look, or like me, you want to protect your OEM seats, this is definitely a viable option. And I'll come back in a few months and we'll do a review on them to see how they're holding up. But just first impressions are very, very good. And like I said, they have numerous designs, different color patterns with the stitching and all that stuff. You can get blue, red, green, all that kind of stuff. They have camo, they have just all sorts of different colors. So make sure you guys check them out. Very, very happy. And only time will tell how they hold up. And that'll about do it for this video, you guys. I am exhausted. That's where I need to end it off. And I hope this video helps you guys with your install process. I hope it gives you guys a good enough idea of what you can expect to buy when you buy a seat cover like that. So make sure you guys check out Seat Covers Unlimited. I'll put their link in the description below, and you guys can check out all the options they have and the different varieties they have. If you have any questions or concerns, make sure you guys comment below. And again, guys, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.